Hello again, folks. It's Casper from Silver Tiger Media with you again, and today we have the magnificent and astoundingly talented ladies that together are Tequila Mockingbyrd. I'm very proud to introduce Estelle, Jess, and Josie. How are you all?
Good. We're very good. How are you guys?
Oh, look fantastic. Let's get the congratulations out of the way. I've got my tequila.
The shit. Where's that thing?
Cheers.
Congratulations on your Here we go.
It's pure vodka, clearly.
What else would I have but Jaeger?
Hey.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much for taking time to talk with us today.
Our pleasure.
And honestly, massive congratulations on your selection for She Who Rocks in Melbourne on the 29th at the HiFi.
So excited.
We are very, very, very excited.
Indeed. And each one of you seriously represents She Who Rocks in your own wonderful way.
Awesome.
It will be such a brilliant component of the tour. There's no two ways about it. The competition was fierce, tremendous artists vying for a place, and I know you're very, very shy and reserved ladies.
Yeah.
Tell me how you celebrated the announcement.
We actually had a gig that night, so normally we're quite well behaved on gig nights, but we we made plans to do the responsible thing and leave our cars behind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And stay along drinking.
And got smashed.
Any a group hug that night.
With the whole crowd, no doubt.
Yeah. Shot that with randoms as well.
We couldn't announce it for a few days, so everyone's like, Jesus, calm down, girls. What are you so happy about?
It's
Just Friday.
Oh dear, that would have been hard to contain your enthusiasm. Listen, great work on Everyone Down video clip too. It's awesome stuff. Was it fun to make?
Very
Yes.
fun.
So much fun.
Yes, it's good smoking out a rehearsal studio. We didn't think it was going to get that smoky when we brought in the smoke machine, but it smoked the place out for hours. It was
One
great.
thing led to another. My favourite moment is one of our mates who was rehearsing there, no, actually recording there, and we actually smoked him out. He gave up and went home.
Terrific. Typical Tequila Mockingbyrd style. Magnificent. Listen, I've got to ask you, Everyone Down, what's the track all about?
Depends who you ask.
Basically, it's a tongue-in-cheek song about the really competitive side of the music scene, and then it's us just being like, screw all the rules, we're here to have fun, but at the same time we're going to be that silent horse that just, slips in there and has fun at the same time and stays true to our ideals and still gets to enjoy success. Yeah. Fingers crossed.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, I think of it, has anyone told the HiFi to stock up on apple sours?
We haven't warned them yet. That's your department, Jess.
I didn't get any apple sours.
We have a different drink depending on which town we're in. Apple sours are strictly for warnable.
I didn't get any, so I better get some this Friday. That's
We
all
better
I'm
get it
saying.
quick.
Yeah, I know.
Before that one gets
Yeah.
It's all right, I've warned Jared. We should be all good. We shouldn't run out this time. Now, for those who don't know the powerful force that is Tequila Mockingbyrd, how did the journey all start for you?
On the internet. We were all looking for a band, and there's like the musician version of Gumtree and
Tinder.
The musician version of Tinder, and we came together and we swiped right, and that's how we're here today.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I must admit that every time I go to one of your shows, I shut my eyes and I can't believe such a massive, pardon the pun, sound is coming from three artists. How did you develop such a powerful sound? Was it in you waiting to burst out?
Well, when we first started, we kind of thought, obviously we're going to be a girl band, and we had this motto that we need to play twice as loud as the boys to be considered on the same level as. So I guess that started with, we were going hard straight on in, because we figured that's what we had to do.
And now we can't, well, for me, I can't actually play quietly.
No. It's no fun playing quiet. I mean, and a lot of our influences are actually dudes in bands. So when we actually go to playing our instruments, we're playing loud and hard because we want to be like them.
Sure, absolutely. And Josie, you know our thoughts on where we stand with your powerful playing. But Josie, you're obviously not from here. Would that be right?
That is correct. Foster. Don't tell anyone.
I'll try not to. Estelle, when did you first pick up a guitar?
I was 14. I played the piano, and then I did the clarinet for a year. And then I remember shaking in my boots, being like, "What are my parents going to say when I tell them I don't want to play clarinet anymore?" And I'm like, "I really want to play guitar." And Mum's like, "Oh, you can play guitar. This is the last time you're changing instrument. But whenever you pick up the guitar, it's for life." So.
Oh, fantastic. And as it turned out, you're absolutely spot on with the agreement.
Yeah.
Jess, the bass guitar, obviously you're rocket righteous, but how did you start playing the bass?
I was a late starter, so about 22 I started playing. My stepdad was a bass player, and at my 21st I kept jumping off on stage and going, "I want to be in the band," grabbing people's tambourines, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, "Oh, for God's sake, just start learning something." So he started teaching me bass, and then same as Estelle, once I got picked that up. He was like, he gave me 2 weeks. He's like, "I'll give you 2 weeks of this, and then you'll hate it." Nah, still going.
And going strong indeed. Look, it's going to be a huge deal to work with the Baby Animals and the Superjesus, but you bring your own hard rocking sound to the proverbial table. Do you have a favourite track to perform live at the moment?
I think we all have our own favourites. Do you want to say your favourite first?
Mine's Catalyst, which isn't everyone's favourite, but I love the build-up in that. I love how it gets to that point and then you rock out. I love that. But
It's one of my favourites too, Catalyst. I love it.
I love it when it comes to Money Tree in the set, because that's just one that it's an easy guitar part for me. Then I get to dance around and let these guys do the work. But I don't know, just the energy of that song, I'm just like, oh yay, we get to play the song now. So that's my.
Indeed, yeah. Josie?
Oh, mine might be actually our new one, Never Go Home, which is an ode to the SB, which is a place that holds a very special place in our hearts. One or two of us may have got kicked out of there 1 or 2 times, and this is kind of our tribute to the SB and the fun times we've had there, and hopeful there'll be plenty more to come.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, anyone who's been through St Kilda would absolutely know the SB well and truly. Look, can I be rude enough to ask what we might hear? Perhaps a Money Tree and some Catalyst?
That's so rude, I'm sorry.
You're about to
That's it. We cut the interview.
should we give you a sneaky peek at the draft set list?
Oh, please.
This is up on the board, we've been practicing.
First time we've actually
Should I do a drum roll?
hang on.
Yeah, go do a drum roll.
Can you see it there?
Not really. Wow, and a drum roll to go with it. Magnificent. Look at the set list. Oh, that's very exciting.
Off our faces.
Oh, that's brilliant. Now, it's a tricky question, but would you say it's far more difficult, if at all, for female bands to become successful?
I think it's difficult for any band to become successful these days. You shouldn't be going into a band being like, I'm a chick, I'm going to have success or less because of my gender. But there's so much competition out there, and you don't actually realize how many bands there are until you're actually in a band yourself and you start networking. It's like, wow.
And you've got to be good. Doesn't matter whether you're chicks or blokes. You've just got to be good and believe in what you're doing.
Yeah.
And to be honest, with us, we find sometimes it counts against us and sometimes it's worked in our favour. There's been events that we've got on and huge opportunities we've had because we're chicks.
Yeah.
Which mean, for example, like the She Who Rocks gig.
Festival.
Yeah, we wouldn't get that if it wasn't for who we are. But at the same time, I can't help feeling that sometimes we don't get taken as seriously as we might be if we were blokes. I mean, if you gave us $1 for the number of times we have been kicked out of our own gigs because it's closing time and our boyfriends have been allowed to stay, or they've been allowed to go in and pack up gear, but we've had to leave the venue, or we haven't been allowed our rider.
It's actually
girlfriends don't get the rider.
Girlfriends don't
get the rider.
Absolutely unforgivable. My God, we can't have that.
And that happens as well. I didn't think that would happen in this day and age, but apparently it does.
People scowling at the blokes as we're carrying our gear and thinking that they're making us put their gear in. It's just...
I can only imagine, but it's amazing how that sentiment is shared by everybody I've asked, particularly for the She Who Rocks tour. It really is astounding that it's not necessarily gender, it's just difficult for every band to get established, which I find refreshing, I really do. Not the fact that it's difficult, but just there's no gender issues really across the board. So just between you and I and Teresa and the rest of the world, what's the chances of a Tequila Mockingbyrd album soon?
Oh, well, those chances are very high.
Like breaking news, where we've already recorded half of it.
It's half brewed.
So we're taking some time off to travel around. We're not taking time off because we never take time off. We're hitting the road for a bit and then we're jumping back in to finish it off. So we're still fleshing out a few new parts that we just want to make them perfect this time.
Basically, our producer's going on holiday.
So we're doing some regional touring, interstate touring in between. And comes back, we'll get right back in there.
Using time wisely. But we'll get one to you soon and the hookup.
Brilliant. Cannot wait. That's absolutely excellent news. Thank you. Okay. Favourite show so far? Do you have one?
Shiprocked.
Oh, yeah.
Straight up, we've done 2 shiprocks so far, and there is nothing better than playing in a pirate costume drunk on a boat. That's just, that's it.
Missed that one, really?
Well,
My favourite gig, we played a venue that doesn't exist anymore. It's called Idgaff, and we played this like a few years ago.
Yeah.
No, it's not called Idgaff, sorry.
It was
Boogeyman Bar.
Which one are you talking about?
No, the one in
Boogeyman.
Anyway, you'll know which one I'm talking about. We played it at this venue that's not open anymore.
Oh,
it's not
the
called
Empress.
Idgaff. At the Empress.
Empress.
We had all of our friends on the lineup, all our favourite bands, and we were headlining. And we decided it'd be really funny to do a Backstreet Boys cover. We completely annihilated that song to the point where I was laughing instead of singing, and the whole audience was singing the song back to me. And then we had like 2, 3, because it's a small place, so maybe 2, 3, 4 rows of really burly boys going. So Backstreet Boys.
Oh,
So it's kind of sad when your favourite gig, the vibe was so good that night, but it's so kind of sad your favourite gig was when everyone was going nuts for a boy band.
Magnificent. What a terrific turn. Josie, look, I've got to ask, how's that hobby horse travelling? No, sorry, we better not go there. Sorry, my apologies. No, we better not. Well, Josie, Estelle, honestly, thank you so much for taking some time to talk with us today. I know that there's a lot of people who are keenly anticipating seeing you up there. Congratulations on She Who Rocks. You quite obviously are individually She Who Rocks, and together rock even harder. Really looking forward to seeing you performing live, and can't wait to catch you then.
Thank you. And can we give a big thank you to everyone who supported us in that as well? Massive, massive thank you. It means a lot that we're doing this gig. It's insane that we're doing this gig. So thank you.
We really didn't
everyone.
expect it, because looking at the list of the bands that we're up against, it was insane.
We'd kind of given up hope at one point.
Yeah,
we were
we
just
did.
like,
So thank you every single person who got behind it, because I know there have been a few competitions lately that people have been hassling people for votes for, so it was very, very good of everyone who actually took the time to do it.
Oh,
We're not going to have any more Facebook friends after this. They don't want to hear from us anymore.
oh, it's tremendous. I know it'll be appreciated, certainly, by your fans. And congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you so much for your time, and we'll see you then.
Yes.